Okay. No
So
problem.
is it recording currently? Okay, I don't care what time is it. I just want to know if it's recording. Okay, right. So
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Welcome to the Sarin Records Podcast with your host, the man with the most. It's Hayden Hodgkinson and his co-producer,
James.
Chief.
For 115s. Give us your BBM, yeah.
Give it a BBM. Yeah, welcome to the very first episode of the Sarin Podcast. This is a new series that we decided to throw together because we were fucking bored at uni. And so the basic rundown of it is that we usually go over what's been happening
Usually we ain't done it.
in like the past 2 weeks, because there'll probably be a fortnightly episode, but this will just be a pilot until the next year, mainly because we're gonna be home next year for Christmas. And James is dabbing. Okay, so what we got for the agenda this week, Jamesio?
Okay, let's see what you've written on your highly professional phone. I knew that you'd wait for me here, Matilda. What?
Sure, no, they were lyrics for a song that we wrote the
What?
other day.
Tell me next time, fam.
Fucking
Right, so
this.
so I guess we're starting off with Suicide Silence.
Fuck it.
Silence.
What a year they've had. Fucking. So, for those who don't know, Suicide Silence is a deathcore band that's been going for way over a decade. They've pretty much been the pioneers of deathcore, along with Die Artist Murder. And earlier, a couple of years back, they lost their original singer, Mitch Looker, to a very tragic accident where he crashed. Yeah, rest in peace. No shit. Yeah, he was replaced by Eddie Hamida, who he had sang at Mitch's funeral gig and actually did a pretty good job of what I heard, because I actually watched the live stream of it. Don't know if you listened to it.
I don't really follow much of Suicide Silence. I
That's
mean,
fair
like,
enough.
they were a band, but, like, honestly,
They were a band.
yeah, like,
Oh my god.
at one point, the singer had to fight with a motorbike, and that's about it. That's what I know of them.
Okay. Yeah.
And now here.
So they released. They've currently got 2 albums out with the newest lead singer Eddie, and the newest one, which is self-titled. The first single was released on the 6th of January.
Yeah.
This year, to much critical acclaim. It's become one of the biggest metal memes of the year and of all time.
You know,
Tee-hee.
you know, you've gone dumb fucked up when Nickelback is heavier than you.
Oh god, yeah. Nickelback's album is actually pretty good this year compared to their usual stuff.
Never made it as a wise man.
I know there's a boy red stealing. But yeah, so with the Doris controversy, and no one was looking forward to the newest album, and rightfully so, because it's just dog shit. So yeah, fast forward, I can't remember how many months. I think it was September. Might be wrong on that. Controversy starts. We've got the Me Too movement going on, and it's now hit the rock industry. Fuck's sake, James. James is currently wanting to lick the
Hey kids, don't let your dreams be memes.
yeah. So come September time, roughly about, Eddie Hamida has now got accusations thrown at him, saying that he's had sexual misconduct with underage groupies. I don't think anything has actually gone past the apology stage. That's what happens with most of these claims, mainly because A, the fucking police don't do anything. And B, there's just too much shit that no one's actually gonna care until they get a fucking line and get them all done in order.
Well, it could be like the Kevin Spacey issue. Just turns out they're actually dyslexic.
Well, who's the other guy that started jacking off in front of?
C.K. Lewis.
Yeah, the comedian.
To be
I
fair, though,
I love his comedian.
Not to defend like what he was doing, but at least like he asked mostly.
Yeah,
he didn't like force a dick in there. He just kind of like whacked it. But yeah, no, like, I'm not saying that what he done is good, but like at least he didn't rape no one. Not quite.
Well, this is where we automatically get demonetized.
Well, then suddenly any sort of job I was gonna get, it's gone.
For fuck's sake. So it all started in the music industry with all these sexual misconduct accusations when the singer from Brand New was accused to be having sexual misconduct with underage fans, and it's just fucking spread like wildfire. And it just seems like every day there's just a new claim, and everyone's I've had enough of it, to be honest. Either this shit needs to get sorted.
Yeah, it's just it's okay. Right, firstly, words.
Words.
Right,
know
okay,
what you're talking about.
Okay. Right, I kind of get like it can be annoying hearing about it, but if like this shit is happening as much as it is, then people need to hear about it.
Yeah.
So,
the
like,
thing is, it does need to be allowed to the public, but first of all, it needs to be sent to the police. Don't fucking.
Have they not gone to the police about this?
A lot of them have made accusations, but haven't gone to the police. Which is what annoys me the most.
So there's been no like sort of conviction or anything. It's just been like he says, she says.
Except for actually, that's another thing to talk about. The only one I can think of that's actually been taken to court is the Mel band from earlier this year, whose name escapes me, where supposedly they invited two groupies onto their tour bus, and then they claimed that they had kidnapped and raped them. Do you know who I'm on about?
I know of the band, but the name...
I was following it for ages, and all I know was that it had been taken to court, and I can't think of their name for the life of me.
I know the story you mean. Mate,
but
that's going to really annoy me now.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to annoy all the people, all the one person, hi mum, that's listening. Right, but like we're just saying all these stories, and we're like, yeah, this band's with a name that we can't think of.
There'll be some capitated. Yeah, there were people that came out further down the line. I think just before it went to court, and I think it was one of the bartenders came out saying that she'd witnessed the whole thing, and said that the two ladies had actually made up the whole fucking story.
Had this gone any further than the accusations? Had they actually got police involved in this?
Yeah, so basically what had happened was, after they came off the tour bus, according to the bartender, they'd walked off looking fucking pissed. And apparently that's when the police were called and they were arrested.
Okay.
So then... Yeah. This is why it needs to be taken to court and not just be accusations on the fucking internet. Because if you're making this shit up, and I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, these people don't make rape stories up, and it's like, that shit happens all the time.
The thing is, I had a friend, actually female, that had a rape accusation against her.
Yeah.
It's like there was this girl that she had a bit of a messed up past, and like I think it was something silly, like she just wouldn't lend them money.
Yeah.
Something like that, and she went around. Turned out she was like 14, and she went around accusing this girl of it. So like people definitely do. I mean, I know it's purely anecdotal, but
yeah.
Or whatever. I think it's anecdotal.
Yeah.
But like they exist. And maybe they're minority.
Yeah.
I mean, the nature of it, you never truly know what percentage it is. But
Yeah.
Like, it does happen.
I'm very much under the idea of you are innocent until proven guilty. So if all these people want to make accusations, fucking take it to court. If you're not going to, I've got no reason to believe you.
Yeah, at least just prove it. It's just, I mean, again, if we get more than one person listening to this, they're probably going to be like with victim blaming. But it's like,
Yeah.
If we went around accusing, just believing straight away that
Yeah.
it's all true, like every single thing,
Then there would be like the fucking whole population would be in the fucking prison.
Because like you'd only have to piss the wrong person off.
Yeah.
And then it fuck you up for life, and because you have no protection, it'll
Yeah.
just ruin you. So yeah, we definitely need the guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
No matter how much people may try and fight.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, we have moved way off. Wow.
You know what? To be fair, that went a lot better than I thought it did. I thought we were just going to stumble over our words.
We did, though.
Yeah, I know. Right, okay.
Right, so now we're going into kicking people in faces, my favourite pastime.
No, we're not.
Hobby. Aren't we?
We've got, before that, we've got, talking of suicide silence, here's the roadie for a day.
Only $150. Bargain.
This is actually the most fucking bullshit thing I've heard all year.
To be fair, in a way, it's genius.
It is. They have fucking started in a graveyard. They've like taken a couple of fucking hands of soil out with the fucking album. Then they got a fucking shovel with the sexual misconduct. And now they've just got a fucking bulldozer and just rammed the whole fucking graveyard open.
We should probably actually say what we're talking about, right? Because we said the price and everything. Right, it's basically Suicide Silence. I think it was a few months ago now. We're basically charging £150 to be a roadie for them.
Yeah, it was October.
Dollars, sorry. Dollars. Not real money.
Yeah, I don't think it was actually brought... I don't think they're doing it for any UK tours, because that is where we're based. And
yes, the land.
So the whole idea was that they would get people to be roadies, and if you don't know what a roadie is someone that lugs all the shit round for bands and like sets everything up for gigs. So they were saying that you could do that. You get to have dinner with the band, you get to watch them at the side of the stage, and you'd get a personalised t-shirt saying SSS crew.
They still have it on their site, actually. I've just got it up. They've still got it on there.
And what was it? What's the other thing?
Right, so you get to work alongside the crew, side stage from Suicide Silence. So instead of being in front where you can mosh and stuff, you can look at them and like listen to their monitors, which they probably just got in here, so you won't be able to hear anything. Working, you get a laminated piece of paper. Ooh, food with the crew. So not even food with the band, food with the crew, and also mingle with the band during sound checks, so you can get in the way while they're trying to do stuff. Oh boy, that sounds like a great spend of $150. It's just like those games that charge you for like the pre-alpha or the early access to test it. This is what this reminds me of. It's like, I mean, in a way, I can't fault them too much because they're making bank from it, but it's pretty scummy.
Do you think anyone's actually bought it?
Oh, there's gonna be someone that's bought it.
There's got to be like one or two that have got it.
The thing is, though, the kind of people that are gonna buy it are probably gonna be the kind of people that aren't built to be roadies. Let's be honest. Like, you need muscle.
They'll
to
be
be a
like
roadie.
the small, scrawny kids. that just think it'll be cool.
You don't understand me, Mom. Mom. Yeah, but like roadie stuff, unless they're not very smart and they don't get like the people are paying for it to lift and stuff. Like roadies generally, they're big burly blokes or chicks or whatever. Because they do a lot of manual labour. It's hard work.
You know what? I would not have mind if it was let's say that normal ticket costs like £30. If $30, sorry. Like if it was $50, Suicide Silence paid for a hotel for them. They actually got to take them round tour, and they paid for food. I would not have minded that, and they pay them the 50.
If it was
quid.
a bigger band than if it was a smaller band than Suicide Silence, yeah, I would completely understand that, because you wouldn't be able to afford to.
No, you wouldn't.
To pay them directly, because you do it in other ways, even if it's like question. But a band like Suicide Silence, my understanding, they're quite well off. They get a decent amount from their albums and stuff. I mean, sure, they're not absolutely like massive, but they definitely could pay a roadie. So even if like.
Actually, no, it's not even the band that pays them. From what I hear is that the record label pays a different company that specializes in doing like road crew equipment and all that. Then they give them all to the band, and then they have to pay.
The money is there to pay people.
Yeah.
So all this is basically trying to like not pay people.
Yeah, it's all about making profit.
And if they were a smaller band. Like, if they were a local band or a semi-local, fine. Yeah. I mean, not necessarily charge. Nah, not that. I mean, I know I said earlier, in a way, I kind of respect it. Like, it annoys me, but, you know, whatever. If it's part of money, they're part of money. But
I've done free roadieing before for, like, local bands. Like, there was a band that was on tour, came through my hometown, and they needed someone to do roadieing. So I offered, because that's what I do. And then there's like the other people that it's like these people that I pay for it, they must be the kind of people that have been fucking born with a silver spoon in their mouths.
I bet they're probably the kind of people that be like, "Oh, Suicide Silence saved my life." Oh. You know, the ones that properly ridiculously idolise to the like almost put them in like a godhood kind of thing.
Let's go back to 2007. XD Raw.
Raw XD. But no, jeez. I mean, see, yeah. As long as like you don't get some poor kid that is barely scraping by. They've got like one parent. They're working 8 or 9 jobs because like they can't afford rent, and they're like saved up for a year to be the roadie for them. I really hope that like if they get a kid like that ends up for them, they should just be like, no, here's your money.
No, that is just fucking sad.
Like, I really, if not, I mean, if one thing, if you get some rich kid that doesn't know what to do with their money, they just got a lot of it. I mean, sure, it's scummy, but at least like they can afford to be like getting a Twix or whatever, you know. Twixes are chocolate.
Twix is chocolate.
But yeah, no, I don't know why I said that. I suppose there's a microphone. I feel like I should say stuff. Yeah. But no.
Alright, it is the first episode. It's like you can forgive us, right? Okay.
I don't know. Some of the shit I said earlier, probably not.
Oh, definitely not.
Oh God,
we're not being monetized for this, are we?
I think we're not just not being monetized, but like we're going to be demonetized from any jobs we get. Like we're going to the interview. All right, what's your name? My name. Oh, well, go heck yourself, you.
Right.
Gosh darn hecker.
You know we're already on like version 3 of the Adpocalypse.
I know.
Version 1 was PewDiePie. Version 2 was the. Oh, what was it that set that off?
It was the videos that basically they were getting adverts on sort of like hate speech videos, like Nazi and KKK propaganda.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the skeptics.
Oh, supposed Nazi.
There was some that were literal Nazi.
Oh,
ones.
really?
Yeah, that's what pulled out. But the biggest problem wasn't necessarily the sponsors, because the sponsors come back. They always do.
Yeah.
YouTube's had this kind of thing for years. They've always had stints of trying to be advertiser friendly. I've seen it in sort of 2009. I've seen it in 2000. I've seen it a lot, especially within like the skeptic community. Most notably, people like the Amazing Atheist.
Oh, I love
like
it. It's so good.
It's been an on-off thing for ages. This one has been a lot more, but they usually always come back. The biggest issue has been the way that YouTube has reacted to it. How they've gone so heavy-handed, but also doing nothing. In the sense of their bot is doing all the heavy-handed work. Yeah. The bot doesn't know shit.
It really doesn't.
But so there's no human touch, and like quite a lot of videos are getting removed. Yeah. And you can still there's a lot of the Nazi propaganda until recently. A lot of the Elsa Spider-Man things, which are
that's version 3.
Yeah, which are a lot of them are still on there, man. Like Jesus Christ,
there's fucking millions of them. And literally, parents just leave their kids with the like tablets, phones, or whatever. They'll put them on the kids' app, and they don't realize that those videos are there. And the kids they don't know fucking right from wrong, and they're just fucking going through these videos. And I'll get one off.
To be fair, if I had a kid, I'd make him watch all of it.
You know. Of course you would.
Elsa shits on Spider-Man, gone sexual, XOX. I don't know how they...
Fucking...
Oh, mate, some of the shit they come out with is fucking beautiful. You know, someone does... It's always such bad animation. That's something that annoys me as well. Beyond, like, the grotesque nature targeting children.
Yeah.
Right, just like a lot of rock stars at the moment.
You know who this also reminds me of is Daddy of Five.
Oh, gee. Oh,
that
Jesus Christ.
those fucking arseholes.
Right, okay. I know I joke a lot about that, like abusing children and stuff, but realistically, that stuff was really hard to watch. Especially that little ginger kid.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name.
He's
I can't think of his name, but they were savage on it.
Yeah.
Like, not like, oh mate, you're savage. Like they just destroyed him. Like that was abuse.
Oh yeah, you know he's back on as well.
Back on Daddy of Five.
Yeah.
I thought that channel closed down. I know they have Family of Five.
No, they've restarted it.
Yeah, but I think they got rid of like a load of their videos. If I remember correctly. Oh no,
no,
wait.
there's 10 videos.
Okay. But
they're doing gaming now.
Well, they can't do the kids now, can they? Because because the kids are taken. They got at least
the child that was abused the most, the kid with glasses.
Yeah.
He's been taken by his.
Did you see the one?
Mom.
Did you see the one where like I think it was the main one that got people like Philip
was
DeFranco
it the one where
and
he like pushed him over?
Yeah,
and,
hit
like,
the bookcase and you actually saw blood on the pillow.
Yeah.
This is quite old. But that was
the one that really got to me is I can't remember what actually happened, but it was
it the one?
Something happened in a bedroom, and the parents had made it up and were
the invisible ink.
That's the one.
But no, the one that fucked me up. It was the adoption one. Right, basically.
I don't think I've watched that.
Right, basically, they keep telling this kid, little ginger kid again. It's always this one kid. There's
it's
always
the
adopted,
same one.
and then then after like proper traumatic, like they proper push it, and they're like threatening to punish him and all this sort of stuff as well, and they're like trying to make him apologise for not accepting that it was a joke.
Cody.
And it was just
Cody's the name of the kid.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm glad it was taken away because man, they did not. That kid was way too. I mean, they obviously all had something go wrong, but like Cody was especially because like he was a sensitive kid. Other I say other YouTubers. I'm not technically a YouTuber yet, but like
we will be.
YouTubers have been like, as other YouTubers have pointed out, like he's a sensitive fucking kid.
Yeah.
And obviously they could smell that. It's like fucking bears and fear or something like that.
Well,
do bears smell fear? Does our fact check?
Victoria, can you fact check that?
Can bears smell fear?
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
cool.
I'm watching a video right now. I haven't got any of the volume up, and it was an old one that's been reloaded called Cody Gets the Belt. I don't think that's the original name, but just what was that?
The thing is, they get like the other kids to beat him up and stuff as well.
There was one clip where it was one of the boys they were playing slaps, and the little boy slapped the sister.
And then like the thing is, he wasn't even told off for hitting her hard or anything. It's sort of like if I remember correctly, I maybe remember it wrong, but like she was getting told off for not taking it properly or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. But he went to the kid and went, "Yeah, it's not right to slap girls, but this is your sister." Then he slaps her and he turns around. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's like.
I don't get how that channel lasts as long as it did. Like
I don't
because
know.
it had quite a big following before people like Philip DeFranco and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it
was Philip DeFranco that fucking burst thing open.
Yeah,
thank God, because DeFranco, I fucking love him, great guy.
But like,
I say like I know him.
Oh yeah, man, just down the pub. Yeah, sometimes when he's playing bass in my band, I just wank him off. You know. You know, he's a proper lad.
Oh
but
god.
No, like they've been going for because I remember seeing like a clip of the video on Facebook just isolated, and I thought it was a meme because like people on my Facebook post some fucked up shit, and I thought it was a meme. I didn't realise this was like some actual like child abuse shit. But like these people have been watching and for months.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell, it was relatively controversy free.
Yeah. Well, did you see the the name wasn't disclosed. It was a guy that was a fan of Daddy of Five responding to Philip DeFranco. Oh, and thank you, Victoria, for sending me the answer to do better smell fear. Thank you for that. Yeah, it was this guy that was just... It was a post on Facebook, and he was saying, like, yeah, Philip DeFranco, we're going to find you, and, like, we'll hunt you down or something. And it was, like, it was the most shitty, cringiest thing ever. Like, how the fuck can someone, like, support someone like that?
Right, I don't mean to derail it, but the answer that's been given seems like it's talking in the first person.
I know.
Which is weird. Right, okay, so I'm just going to quote it. Okay, this is from Quora.com, right? Can bears smell fear? We may not smell a difference, but a dog, elephant, bees, or other animals. Oh, right, no, I understand now. Okay, we isn't like humans. Okay, I feel like a bit of a cunt.
How did you not realise that?
Because, can I pull the autism card?
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, where is your autism card?
It's in the car. And it's out by flat, so like.
Oh shit.
Okay, right. Okay. To be fair, he could be like just saying like bears and like you bear down the club. I love me a big bear mountain me. No homo. It's not gay if you're not.
Yeah. This
Sorry,
getting back onto the actual subject, Daddy of Five, it is just a massive fucking cunt. And like after the whole Cody issue, Cody's actual mother got in touch with the police and social services, and they actually managed to get Cody out of there. Thank fuck.
The thing is, if they didn't, then rest in peace headphones.
Rest in peace.
Darkness, my old friend. Okay, right, where was I? Oh yeah, like if they didn't take it away with all that video evidence, like then the American social services system is fucked anyway. It would have been even more fucked if like they couldn't even take a kid out of that. Even if you pretended like it was faked, there's no way a kid could fake that for that long.
For some reason, I'm thinking that Daddy of Five isn't American.
They are.
Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking they were Canadian.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're American. But to be fair, we could technically be correct because America is like the continent, maybe. United States of America is the country, but America is a big ass land with Canada in it. Canada's better than you Americans, anyway.
To be fair, I would prefer to go to Canada than America.
Blame Canada!
Blame Canada!
No, the main reason why I prefer Canada, right, is if you ever play Age of Mythology, if you type in O Canada, you get the O Canada bears.
Really?
Right. I think they're called laser bears, and basically they're the fastest units in the game. They kill everything. You produce loads of them. And they have like lasers coming from their eyes, and they have the Canada flag on the back. If you type in America, nothing happens. That's why Canada better than America.
Thank you, Victoria, for fact checking.
They're American. They are, in fact, American.
Yeah. Thank you. Right, moving on, because Victoria, how far are we into this?
31 minutes.
31 minutes, brilliant.
Haha, I can hand signal.
I can't.
I can count to 4.
Right,
sometimes.
So I want to move on to something else I want to bring up before we go into this. It's let me just get the name up real.
We are professionals with our facts at hand at all times.
I'm just literally looking up on YouTube to get the right person. This is a rapper, so this is not in the rock scene at the moment. This is a rapper that passed away recently called Lil Peep.
Yeah, I heard a little about that, but
Yeah.
how,
From what?
is he one of those mumble rappers?
Pretty much. Supposedly he was good friends with Post Malone, who I'm actually quite a fan of. Yeah. So basically, what had happened was, he's a rapper, obviously. He passed away from an overdose of how do you say that? Fentanyl and Xanax.
Yeah.
I think that's how you
fentanyl.
pronounce it.
So I don't. FENTANL I can't even spell correctly. I'm reading the word and I'm still doing it wrong. But yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's been posting on Facebook saying like, well, yeah, it's his fault that he died. He shouldn't have been taking them. And I was watching the H3 podcast with Post Malone, and they'd actually brought this up, which is actually why I wanted to talk about it, because this is really a situation that needs to be spread, because it is the drug overdoses are a fucking plague on this world.
The thing is, if there was better, rather than penalising everyone that does drugs, if there was a proper way for people to be able to do things safely without having to do everything under the radar, without having to have the sole supply being through either the black market or through dodgy doctors in the case of like Xanax and stuff. If there was like mechanisms put in place to treat people that have drug addictions or whatever as people rather than as criminals, like, because like I don't know too much about that particular drug or set of drugs, I suppose, but like, if where was I going with this? I had lost my train of thought. I shouldn't be laughing. This is serious.
Yeah,
but like, if at the end of the day, if it's got an addiction, like, you can't help having an addiction.
Yeah, it's become a taboo just to talk about people taking drugs, but it really is something that needs to be spoken about.
It's like I think it's Norway. They have like actual places for people to take drugs where they tend to have doctors and medical people and like needles and everything. And you take your drugs in. If anything goes wrong, there's a doctor on hand to restart your heart or whatever. And to be honest, I think that's a fucking fantastic idea. I think it's. I don't know much about Little Peep. I don't know if that was a suicide attempt or if that was just like recreational.
From what I had read, it was just an accidental overdose.
So like, that could have been okay. Sure, it could have been him being a bit silly, but because like, if you're fucking with that shit, then you know you got consequences. But like, sure, there must have been some sort of safeguard that can be put in.
Yeah. Right, all fucking countries need it, but unfortunately no one gives enough of a shit.
There's too much money in criminalising it.
Yeah, there is.
Especially in America with their shitty healthcare.
And the fucking law system is just absolute
It's like
dog
they have
crap.
for-profit prisons in America. It's fucking ridiculous.
But the problem is that I think a large percentage of the American population is in jail, and the prisons have become overflowing.
They have the most per capita in the world. They have more than places like China and Russia.
Bearing in mind, China's got the highest like birth rate in the world.
People consider places like China and stuff to be highly oppressive, and they consider America to be land of the free. But when most people can't even go outside, especially where like they'll put people in isolation for days on the time just because they can't be asked either. It's especially an issue within sort of the LGBT community, where like they'll put like gay inmates in there to get, because you get attacked in prison. So instead of like actually protecting them, they'll put them in those, and then it's deemed as what is the word where it's unnecessarily cruel?
Humanitarian.
No.
Inhumanitarian.
Yeah, it's like, but anyway, it's like it's been deemed by the human rights courts to be like inhumane. Like, it's not something
that's the one.
allowed. But yet, they still do it. Like the American. Oh, sorry. Inhumane. Thank you, Victoria.
I wanted to know your alarm.
I thought that was going to be my missus yelling at me. It's currently her birthday, and I.
Oh really?
Shit her, yeah.
Oh shit.
She should be coming down later soon or whatever, but.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. This is great having Victoria here because like we can just get to sit. Can we just show love for Victoria? Like,
yeah, Victoria will love you even though you are in a bad mood. Are you having fun listening to us chat shit?
Chat shit, get banged, fam. Actually, no, chat shit, get elected.
Oh yeah, that as well. Actually, do you want to? Shall we talk about the election? Or do we not want to go in that?
Boy!
Boy!
Jesus fucking Christ, that was a shit show.
It was a shit show. I fucking love this shit show. Just because of how fucked up it is.
The thing is, I don't get as well, is like... I mean, obviously I'm biased. I'm quite left-wing.
Yeah.
I would suck Jeremy Corbyn's dick, right? I'd let him fucking privatise.
Victoria's just put a thumbs up.
But like, even regardless of that, with the way that the Conservatives have been over the last few years, especially Theresa May in a short time, how the fuck did she get as many seats as she did? Like, I don't get how people still look to her and what she's done, because she had a track record at this point.
No.
And when, like, even if like you take away the Conservative Labour kind of dichotomy.
Do you know what her nickname is?
Go on.
The Submarine.
I never.
Because she just dips out whenever fucking things go wrong.
I always had a theory that the reason
either
why...
that or she's just full of
You know that she called it an early election, and everyone was like, oh, it's because it would legitimise her power and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I always had a theory. The reason why she done it was she wanted it in the summer, so then she could get away from a heat lamp long enough to be able to talk.
Yeah.
Right? Because she had to wait later when it was in winter. Right?
Oh, yeah.
But no, like, I mean... she ran no campaign. Like she wasn't at all like the Conservative Party weren't at all encouraging anyone new to register.
Yeah, at
all. That's something that Labour done right. I don't know what your feelings are on Corbyn and Labour or the left.
I was really, I backed him. Then there were stories coming out. Take this with a pinch of salt, because this is what. I think it was reported by The Sun, which, is
like, reliable as fuck.
It is like the godfather of just bullshit stories. That the Labour Party and Jeremy Corbyn had to make a statement saying that they wouldn't be able to pay for any of the promises.
Well, they can't. They're not in power.
No, I mean, if they had been in power, they wouldn't have been able to do that. So apparently they had to make a statement.
I have to see the thing directly, but...
I'll look it up now.
Like, yeah, if we find that, but the biggest thing was during the campaign, like the people kept on saying.
Thanks, Victoria.
People kept on like asking, "Oh, where are you going to get all this money for shit?" But they priced it out in the manifesto.
Yeah.
Everything was calculated. Everything was accounted for. There wasn't a single pebble you could turn and go, oh, how are you going to pay for this? Because they would be saying, okay, we're going to raise taxes here and here, we're going to cut off these loopholes. Yeah. I can't remember specifics. It's several months ago now, Yeah. And at the end of the day, we are both just laymen. We are not politicians. Yeah. So, like, the exact things. Okay, you got the story.
I do want to. I can't find it at the moment. I'll keep on looking. What was I about to say? I want to ask what are your thoughts on Brexit.
I think it's a stupid mistake. I think it's just part of this increasing right-wing protectionism that's started. I wouldn't even say Brexit was partisan, actually, thinking about it, because there was a lot of people on the left, especially like surprising amount of socialists, because I suppose you want to protect the workers, don't you? But it's just a reactionary. It's just reactionary to a perceived threat to a country that thinks we're greater than we are, because we're not the empire we used to be. We don't have that money.
No, we don't. Victoria's just sent me the story. Thank you.
Strong and stable. Have you? Speaking of strong and stable, it wasn't this election. Sorry.
Oh, I think we'll finish on the Brexit, then we'll go on.
Just before we go on Brexit, with the shock and stable bit, did you see? I think it was last year where it has all that photos on that ramp thing. And it looked like the choose your fire. She looked really strong and stable there. Just Jesus fucking Christ.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but for Brexit, I didn't actually vote for anything.
To be fair, I can get not voting if you
Victoria
don't know
wants to murder me now.
Like, if you don't know which one you want, then it's better not to vote than to vote randomly and then regret it later. Because if you think about it, you're just contributing to a side that you know nothing about. At least if you don't vote, you're not adding to either side. I mean, I'd rather you voted on shit, especially on something as important as Brexit. But if you don't know the information...
No, the thing is, I had all the information. The thing with me is that I'm firmly, like, straight in the middle. I'm right down on the fence.
I forgot how young you were, Victoria. She just said she can't vote.
Yeah. Well, she can now, but she couldn't at the time of Brexit.
Well, let's put it this way. At the time of Brexit, if Kevin Spacey met her, we'd be talking about her.
Yeah, just remember that Kevin Spacey is now gay.
And
so
dyslexic.
Unless Victoria has a penis.
Don't forget dyslexic. This fucking 41-year-olds coming out as children.
So yeah, basically, I am straight fucking down the middle. That I saw the positives and negatives on each side, and for me, I didn't know which one was worse.
I feel like we're jumping out of a boat without knowing where
Oh
we're
yeah,
going to next.
now after everything they've said, I should have voted to stay.
One thing I don't get is how Wales really highly voted to leave, but Wales has really high unemployment and sustains a lot on European funding. So like they have voted out, and they're going to get properly bent over and Kevin Spacey'd. You know. Like,
Victoria's look of disapproval.
She's looking how I imagine anyone listening to this would feel.
Should I have voted for you, Vic? What would you have voted? Stay in. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she would have voted in. Yeah. Can you just? We can't hear you, my dude.
Have you got your talk back on? No. Ah,
No.
fair enough.
She's being anti-social. She hates us.
Fair enough.
But no,
right.
like the whole, that whole bullshit about 350 million that they put on the sides of the bus and everything. Apart from the fact that we weren't, they obviously.
Oh no,
weren't gonna spend
that
anything.
was just utter
Like,
bullshit.
The amount that we put into the European is nothing compared to what we get out of it. What did I say?
Into the European.
Oh. That's what you do at a Dutch strip club.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough then.
What'd she say?
If talkback's on, it stops recording.
No,
that's
you
fair
what?
enough.
That is.
I've never known that to happen.
Okay.
It does. Okay, roll. You find out something new every day.
Okay.
Wait, have you gone back to recording?
Yeah.
It didn't stop.
Okay.
Oh, brilliant.
You lied.
You liar.
You lied, Vicky.
You must have hit the stop button at the same time. Right, let's just get on to this fucking story.
What's the story of Balamory?
Okay, so the headline is "Leaf It Out." Jeremy Corbyn's election giveaway is a magic money tree blowing a 300 billion black hole in Britain's finances and costing families an extra 3,500 a year.
That sounds like one of their talking points during the election. Like when they're saying about Corbyn's plan was going to cost, what I think it was like working middle class, somewhere around that sort of area.
Yeah, but I think they're talking about how I think that the Sun is talking about how.
Have they got any sources or anything? Because like last time they just like literally.
When does the Sun have any sources?
Yeah, this is why. This is why I don't. Because this sounds very much like one of the things they said during the election about the change of tax bracket, where he was saying about increasing it for the.
Yeah, here we go. The hard left Labour chief's far-fetched election bribes would cost him far more than even his eye-watering tax rises would raise. So, right, guys.
So, to be fair, some of Corbyn's tax things, from what I could see, I'm pretty fucking far left, but even I find them kind of extreme. It's sort of like some of them are. I think it's like 50.
Honestly,
50 I mean, I know it's not Beatlemania sort of 90%, 99%, but like some of the things seem really high.
Honestly, in my opinion, the far left has just gone to shit.
You fucking what? I swear that. You're talking like the snowflake, like SJW.
Yeah. Like Corbyn's, like, as much as I do like him, his ideas were a bit far-fetched. But they weren't that bad.
I talked to a fair few amount of communists, and they actually find Corbyn as quite right.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I mean, not like really far right. And it's
right.
Like
So there's conservatives.
They're basically because the conservatives, they see anything as left of them.
Yeah.
As extreme left.
Yeah.
They're especially prominent in America. Especially where, like, in America, both parties are basically two sides of right. But where the world at the moment is very right wing.
Yeah.
Right? The pendulum has swung that way at the moment.
Yeah.
We had our supposedly left wing with Tory Blair.
Right. This is going to be another thing that gets me in the shit. But America
is a poop.
Having it swing so fucking far right with what's going on with Donald Trump, I fucking love it. Just because of how much of a shit show.
You know what? I could guess. I was hoping Donald Trump would prove me wrong. Like, he seemed like he knew nothing about what he's talking about. I was hoping this was going to prove me wrong because it is.
He's actually done better than what I thought he would.
You have fucking low standards.
No. My whole thing was that I was hoping that Donald Trump was going to, like, fucking destroy the government with how bad he was going to be. But he's actually doing better than that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but that's like beating. Huh?
Sorry?
I was gonna say, like, not fucking up the country too badly. That's like saying, yeah, I beat a guy in a wheelchair in a three-legged race. You know,
but
like, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and like even like that, like his attempts at healthcare. Like, or reforming it, which seems more like, rather than trying to reform it to improve it, trying to reform it to spite Obama, to appeal to his stupid
admittedly,
ass fan
what he's done is that everyone that is currently under Obamacare will be kept under Obamacare, but anyone that is not won't be able to get it.
They're being phased out. By 2020, the people on Obamacare would also lose it. But it's sort of like, rather than adding new people, they'll stop adding new people on. Then the people that were on Obamacare, the ones that actually need it, are being phased off. And then you got the rich ass fuckers that can afford it. And I've been to America a couple of times. And I can tell you, there. I got a slight infection on my foot. Right, and
it started off like that.
Right, you know, just a small thing, and I needed some antibiotics. I didn't know you could get them over the counter over in America, but like a doctor came. He looked at it. He gave us some antibiotics, which I was like 13 at the time, I think. I was quite young. And if they charged like 80 quid.
Really?
Yeah, for like 2 minutes with the doctor and some antibiotics. And they'll charge like I mean, sure, the healthcare is good when you pay for it. Like, they charge new parents to hold their baby skin to skin. $50 at some hospitals in America.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen that the cost for an ambulance is like in the thousands.
Yeah.
That is fucking disgusting.
The thing is as well, like, Americans seem to have this odd perception of what healthcare is. I think it's partly due to the whole Red Scare. But they see right, so you know the Cold War. Yeah. Right, so the commies, the evil commie Russians, the Red Scare, because the Soviet flag was red, right? So I think it's tied back partly to the whole Red Scare. Any form of what looks like it may be socialism fucking terrifies them, to the point of, like, if you try and suggest healthcare, like you're pretty much just going to lose, and you could go into a room as a politician, and if you have someone say, if you've got a 17-year-old that hasn't got a card with them, they can't afford an ambulance, they get hit by a car. You're going to leave them to die because they can't afford it, and you get a room full of people cheering for that kid to die because they can't afford it. Like America, I don't know. I presume it's like their fear of any form of what resembles socialism. Just terrifies them to the point of they'd rather see people die than any sort of.
So it's anyone that's not living the American dream is not
Which
American.
is so vague. Like, the American dream is just what you want the American dream to be.
What was it? Living off the fat of the land, which was literally have your own farm, do your own thing.
Yeah, but like, it could be, the thing is, people interpret it so many different ways. It could be like getting a job that you like, banging women that you want, or whatever. You know, it's just it's so broad, and it's just like, it's fucked. Because, like, I mean, I can admire them having ambition.
Yeah.
And everything like that. But why is healthcare just not right?
Because it's capitalism.
It's like,
money rules everything.
It's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's disgustion. Absolutely disgustion.
It's disgusting.
Disgustion!
Disappointed! Was that too loud for you?
Is that too loud for you?
Right, I think we'll have to cut that bit out.
Yeah, we got an angry Vicky now. I'm going to get a smacky from Vicky. We've pissed off the sound engineer.
Once again.
Oh, God.
Is it still recording?
We should probably start wrapping up soon.
How long we at?
Well, we got to like 3 o'clock.
We can go... When we got till?
I think we got to like 3 o'clock, if I remember correctly.
We've still got like...
Yeah, we got a while. I just didn't know how long you wanted this shit to go
on. Do it for like an hour and a half. Because I think we've still got 2 more stories to talk about.
That's what your mum said.
And did anyone have it booked after us?
No, dude, it's the fucking middle of the night.
That's fine then. Right, okay. Talking about old controversies earlier, let's talk about Josh Home.
Heady guy.
Yeah. Okay, so... Josh Home, for those who don't know, is the lead singer and one of the guitarists for Queens of the Stone Age, which is like a stoner hard rock band.
Right, I can already see the problem right here.
Band.
Right, I can already see an issue with this, right?
Why did you say Victoria? Yeah, so do I.
Victoria is currently getting offended that we're talking shit about Queens of the Stone Age. Queen of the Stone Age, not Queens. Queen of the Stone Age. We've offended her even more. Rest in peace, our sound. But like straight away, like he should know.
You know what she's gonna do? She's gonna turn up the headphone amps all the way and then start talking into it.
Yeah. You're just giving that idea.
Going for it now.
Right. But like, really, what you realise?
Sorry, what was that?
Right, you said. Right, so. Basically, he didn't realise that the best drug is respecting women.
Respecting women!
Why do you need to do drugs when you can respect women? No, he instead kicks it. Okay. You won't kick your weed in the head, would you?
We are actually going to be watching the 2 videos to this.
Yeah, we haven't actually watched this yet.
No, this is the first reaction to it. I literally watched the first second of it, just so I knew that it was like the proper video.
Okay, so you've cheated on me. Why do you...
So we've got the first video, which is the actual incident, and for those of you who don't know, during a gig, I don't know where it was, and if Victoria wants to do some more fact checking, which she's doing, thank you, Victoria. This is going fucking splendidly. There's technically 3 videos, but I can't find the second one. So we've got the first video, we've got the last video. The first one is the incident where I've seen a couple of stories. One said that he kicked the photographer's head, which it's a female photographer.
That shouldn't matter, to be honest.
It shouldn't matter, but there's going to be people like, oh, you didn't mention that it was female. Or it's a woman. Or...
You shouldn't kick anyone in the head unless it's me. Kick me, daddy.
You've been kicked in the head too many times.
That's how you catch the autism.
And then the second one is a video of him crying and apologising. But there's one story that says that he's kicked him in the head. The other's saying that they've just kicked the camera out of the hand and it went into the crowd.
Right. Okay. So it's quite a small screen we'll be watching it on, but let's see.
Watching it on the
Let's
phone.
have a little look. So there's going to be some awkward silence. You could turn it up, to be honest.
Yeah,
so there'll be a bit of awkward silence. There'll be a bit of awkward silence. We'll probably cut out the sound when we do it. So.
No, we'll keep it in. That won't get copyrighted.
Okay. Wait, was that it there?
No, it's still going on.
I think it was like a lot less dramatic than I was expecting. But here, okay, there's a photographer.
Oh.
Okay, right.
Oh,
so, right. So.
Okay, so what's happened is that this woman was taking a photo from the looks of it.
From the crowd. So by the looks of things, it wasn't like a professional photographer, because generally, from what I know, they're on the same. But she had like a proper camera. Yeah. But it's hard to tell whether he intentionally kicked her in the head or if he was trying to kick the camera and also hit her. But it looked like she definitely got some impact. Can you play it again?
I can't. My phone's not connecting to the internet.
Ah, for gosh sake! Gosh me and my.
So from what I saw is that. I don't think it matters if she's amateur or not.
Yeah.
But it looked to me like she was trying to take a photo of him because he was right next to her. He goes to kick the camera. It goes back into her face.
We don't need sound.
No, we don't. No, that's a
I don't.
No, it's just not working. Oh, professional.
LA.
We're in LA.
They're in LA, which is in Australia.
What?
Thank you, Victoria, for that fact checking.
Oh, right. Oh, I just got completely. Oh, here we go.
Right. Okay. So we're just gonna watch it again because it's.
Yeah. So he kicks and it goes straight into her face.
So it looks like he kicks the camera and it hits her in the face rather than the foot actually. It's hard. It's really hard to tell from this angle. I think he kind of did like a roundhouse kick. It looked kind of like a sweep.
Yeah.
Like it's it's trying to get out of her hand, but it's hard.
No, he's looking straight at her.
Yeah, but he could still be sweeping it out. It could. No, but 1 second.
You look at his face, man.
Right, okay, so
it looks like it's intentional. It looks like he's just.
I'm not doubting it's intentional. Like. I just questioning whether it's like.
Oh, right.
I'm trying to work out whether he sweeps it to try and get the camera out and accidentally hit in the face, or if he actually just went to kick her in the face.
No, in that way it looks like he's like. I thought you meant sweeping.
Yeah, it looks like he's swept to kick the camera out.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a dickhead move.
Oh yeah.
Like regardless of whether it hit her face or not.
Right, so the second video we're going to look at is the apology video.
Oh boy!
Let's see how fucking shit this goes.
I got my dick out for this. Right.
Hello. Last night.
Is he actually crying? Oh, fucking buffer it. This is why we need open lanes, James.
Well, to be fair, what we should probably do is download the videos beforehand.
Just like to apologize to Chelsea Lauren. I don't have any excuse or reason to justify what I did. I was a total dick, and
got that right.
And I'm truly sorry, and I hope you're okay. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and last night was definitely one of them. And I apologize for that to you, and I want to be a good man, but
Did he do that YouTube sigh thing? cancel. Did he do that silly YouTube Psy thing that all those vloggers do? Like,
yeah.
Because I'm not very good at judging that kind of thing. Like social cues tend to go slightly off my head.
Victoria, I'm guessing you can hear it. Yeah.
Did that sound genuine to you? No. I mean, it didn't seem genuine, but I'm not very good at picking that stuff up.
There are going to be a lot of people that watch that and go. I think Chelsea was the name of the one. Yeah, that will say, "Oh, Chelsea will forgive you for this."
No,
I don't think he really should be let off for this. He should have an example made of him.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to suggest for it, but he definitely needs something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But fucking,
I wouldn't be surprised if this gets taken to court and then gets what is it, like, settled out of court.
Oh yeah, he'll get settled out of court. There's no way that you're gonna let that shit.
He'll just pay her a load of shit ton of money.
I mean, you won't be able to do like a non-disclosure at this point because everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's hard to tell what the intent was because, I mean, I know that he shouldn't be kicking her anyway, but whether it's kicking the camera out or kicking her face, that's like whether that's two different levels. It could just be either.
I don't really think that should be two different things. I think if you've got the intent to kick something with or without the intention of causing harm, it should be counted as the same thing.
To me, it's depending on whether they want to get rid of whether it's trying to cause bodily harm or not, because like breaking property is a completely different thing to bodily harm. At least the way I see it.
Oh yeah,
it's like those people that slap out the phones I'm not saying it's right. Don't get me wrong. Like, you're dickheads. Like, like you get a lot of artists that get pissed off at people recording. So again, it's hard to tell whether she's. I mean, I presume that she's paid to be there because that doesn't look like camera that just a person would casually carry around. Which, okay, that would be especially bad if she is employed. Yeah. Because like she's doing her job.
Yeah, or she might be freelance.
Yeah, but if you're freelance, you're still like, if you're at a gig like that, generally someone's paid you to be there, but you're still freelance. You're just doing that show. But it's okay. We can agree on one thing. Yeah, he's a dickhead.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
wonder if it's got anything more than that, like that guy that kicked. I think was it kicked?
The fan that was trying to take.
Yeah, the one that whereas basically hassled all the way through the night. Security wouldn't do anything, ended up kicking her off. Yeah. Which, okay, sure, dickhead move, but at least like it's getting too much. Like if you put a bloke on there instead of a girl, I don't think people would have worried so much.
Oh no, they definitely don't.
It's like there's a reaction between like that girl and the Japanese band that's been going around a lot recently, where that bloke jumps on the band, literally beats him up, like beats the shit out of him.
Oh, the Japanese hardcore show. That is the other band didn't get involved. What it was the bass player of this Japanese band.
He jumped
into the crowd because they were having a mosh pit, like just a 2-person mosh pit. He gets involved. Things start getting physical, and if you know anything about Japanese hardcore shows, which I watch a lot of them, and they are the most fucking extreme things you'll ever see. Like, if you think going to like Bloodstock, like, and getting in the pit is bad, go to a fucking Japanese hardcore show. Shit gets real.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know how the Japanese. I probably should talk forward. I don't really know how the Japanese shows are. Like, because my mate, Greyfield Trey, he done some shows in Japan. Yeah. That is more like an acoustic kind of meme. And he said, like, the crowd are just really polite. Yeah. And I think a lot of bands, like Avenged Sevenfold, when people weren't moving around for them, they're like saying, "Oh, you're not Japanese, come on, move around." Yeah. Oh, right, okay, so Victoria thinks his apology was bullshit. Oh, yeah. Really should give you a microphone next time, Victoria. I feel like
you should really be in this.
Like I feel like you add a lot to it, but behind the scenes,
Yeah.
autistic memes. But no,
Oh, actually, Victoria, do you want to send me a message or a statement about what our next topic is going to be? I'll send it to you in a minute. So we'll get a statement from you because I want to know what your
we'll be lawyers
thing is on this.
Miss Victoria, I'm not going to say her surname because I'm not sure she wants me to release that information or not. Georgina. There we go. Miss Victoria Georgina.
Do you want us to bleep out your name? Yeah, I've just sent you what the next topic's going to be. So,
this.
yeah. So it's going to get fucking deep. I'm going to lose my shit.
Jesus.
This is an absolute fucking cunt.
Okay. Do you want to introduce her or should I?
I think you should, because I think I've done the last two.
All right, so I think it was a year ago. No, not a year ago. Like 6.
Let's make a disclosure. This is not on the rock industry, as well as the
most of this stuff hasn't.
No, quite a lot of it has. The only other thing that hasn't is when we were talking about YouTube.
Fair enough, but that's quite a big job. But anyway,
and the political
right, okay,
shit.
yeah, so disclaimers, words, blah blah blah. Okay, right, so the dickhead a while back that raped a bird by a dumpster. Brock Turner.
Fuck.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah, well,
Not
we'll
like
call that
okay,
guy.
right, oh yeah. Okay, I'll try that again.
The piece of shit Brock Turner that raped a woman behind some dumpsters, or what the lawyers are trying to say wasn't behind the dumpsters.
The side of the dumpster.
Fuck it. I can feel myself.
It's just so he got what, like 6 months, something like that.
It was supposed to be 6 months,
But then he got out early.
I think it was after. Was it 2 months? For
Something
good
like that.
behaviour?
Something for good behaviour.
He
And
didn't
also as
even
well,
do
like
half the
it's
time.
not even like the penalty he was given was harsh. It was really lenient.
It was.
And then the lawyers have the cheek to fucking go after the judge.
Another topic I've just thought of as well.
To go after the judge, trying to poke holes in his judgment when he gave probably the most lenient sentence for rape.
Yeah.
Rape. Like this wasn't like
one of the worst fucking crimes a human can ever do, and he gets off fucking scot-free. So what the lawyer has been saying is that because apparently Brock Turner had raped this woman at the side of the dumpsters, not actually behind. What I think is that they're trying to get money back or make some kind of claim.
I think they're trying to get so like it's a sponge for his record because it has, quote from his dad, destroyed his future.
Yeah.
Because of one little mistake. You know, that little mistake where you rape a girl.
Yeah.
Or anyone for that fact.
Right. Victoria's statement is as such. Brock Turner should spend as much time in prison as any other sexual predator. He's gotten off from the full extent of the law because he was young and made a mistake and has been taught that it is okay to be excused because he has potentially...
It's also because he's
potential.
It's also
he has potential. It's disgusting.
It's because he's rich. His family's rich.
He was born with a fucking silver
like,
spoon
if it was me
in
or
his
you,
mouth.
and we done it, like we would get done for it.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, we should. No, we shouldn't rape, but we should get like we should get charged. But like that's what they call me. But no, we shouldn't rape. But like if we done it, we should get charged for it. Like but like he's gotten off scot free because his family's fucking rich.
Yeah.
Like he's a rich bloke. Like I don't generally believe in privilege, but I do believe in like class privilege with fucking money. Because money can get you everywhere, and he is an example of that. Who the fuck gets 2 months for rape? Unless you're like fucking Michael Jackson or some shit.
This actually reminds me of another story that happened a couple of months back as well. This isn't the one that I was talking about earlier, saying that I had another topic to talk about. Basically, what had happened was that this two female students at a university in America were sharing a room, and they didn't really get along. And I don't know if you'd heard about this.
I haven't yet, but with the amount of time I've spent on the
it
internet,
is intriguing and disgusting at the same time.
just like
I won't say names basically because I can't fucking remember them, and I can't be asked to look them up at the moment. But this is just an overview story. So basically, one of the girls, a female black student, one of the roommates, keeps going to school and finds like random shit being gone missing or have been put in there, and she's not touched it. This goes on for months. She then, because the two roommates don't get on enough, the black female student goes and moves. She then finds out from friends that her ex-roommate posted on Instagram saying that she got it was something along the lines, I got rid of the bitch, and she confessed to, I think she was using her toothbrush to clean the toilets and not like sterilizing it afterwards. She was like spitting in the food. She was putting like aid infested blood in her lunch. It was just fucking disgusting.
Was this a racial thing, or was it like? So has it proved to be racial yet, or was it like two people?
I don't remember hearing that it was racial. From what she posted on the internet, it wasn't racial. At least she hadn't made it obvious that it was, but it's kind of skeptical that it might have had something to do with it.
I'd be surprised if there's no element of it, but I don't want to jump without knowing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's kind of a heavy... I mean, what she's doing is fucking disgusting anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So to add that on top as well...
So basically, after that, after she'd found out, she sent letters to the uni saying that all the shit had happened. They hadn't replied with anything. And then she decides, fuck it, get wrecked.
You're not meant to.
I forget. I didn't read the whole fucking thing. Oh wow! Long get wrecked. Don't say that out loud. Sorry.
That was...
So she fought.
We've had a broken Hayden.
I really shouldn't be laughing, but that was way too funny. Oh god. Yeah, she finally decides to go to the police about it, and when they've done a formal investigation, then the uni gets back to saying like, oh, we've already been doing a formal investigation, you don't need to get the police involved.
Fuck off.
They're obviously fucking covering for the fucking bitch that did it.
The uni don't want to be seen as bad, but no, fuck it, that's the police.
It was fucking...
What are the uni gonna do? Knock down your grades?
So yeah, and then I think the police did an investigation into the uni, and that's all we've got up to. Because I haven't heard anything else on the story.
Is this in Alabama?
It might be. Why are you looking it up?
No, I just remember a story of something sounding resembling that was in Alabama.
It might have been.
And if it is,
Alabama.
Alabama, from what I've heard, it's very racist.
Oh yeah. Well, it's still stereotypically Southern.
Yeah, it's part of the Confederacy.
They still get offended when people say hell.
Yeah. So like, I feel like I've heard that story.
Yeah.
And it's Alabama. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, all you one person. But, gee, yeah. To be fair, if you want to give me AIDS, feel free. I want to die.
No, just give me an overdose in cocaine. I'll go that way. I've never taken cocaine before anyone jumps to conclusions.
Only coke.
Yeah. So yeah, that happened. And the last story I want to make for today is,
Your mum.
You know the story that once Trump was was put into power, there was the 4 black teenagers that kidnapped a retarded. Kidnapped a white kid with mental disorders.
They've live streamed his torture on Facebook.
Have you heard what's happened now?
I feel like there was Revenge of the Tards.
Revenge of the Tards.
I'm allowed to say that. I seem to remember there was some sort of like. Feel like there was something else that like a load of like whatever disability he had ended up attacking someone. I can't remember exactly.
I've never heard about that.
I can't remember exactly. It wasn't the people that done it, but like my mate sent me the story, and it just made me feel like the two things were linked. I shouldn't be making jokes like that. But fuck you, whatever.
So those who don't know, 4 black teenagers had. Bum?
Are they blaming Trump for that?
They were. No. Yeah, they might do. Basically, these 4 black teenagers kidnapped a white kid after Donald Trump was elected. This kid was a left-wing supporter, and they kidnapped him. Did the live stream saying like, "Oh, fuck white people. Why'd you vote Donald Trump?" or some shit like that. Then the 4 teenagers had left him for a while and were having an argument with their next door neighbor, which I heard some stories that they went into their next door neighbor's house and started robbing them.
I hadn't heard that part. I've only heard like
this was only something that I heard recently that had happened. And after that, the kid had time to run away, get the police.
If I remember correctly, this was quite a long time ago at this point. Well, a long time for the internet.
I think that was early for this year.
I think that was last year. Actually.
I can't remember it being last year.
You know what? I think it was last year.
I remember it being snowing at the time.
Yeah, that wouldn't be this year then. We've only had snow once this year, dude.
Not the other day though. I thought we had some in January.
I don't think so. We didn't have.
Okay.
The almighty
Vic Meister
has spoken, and no, they've done some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Didn't they like bugger the kid with some items and shit?
The what?
Like shove shit up his ass.
Yeah. Oh, I completely forgot that's how you speak. Yeah, they did that. They started cutting off his scalp. Yes. Made him drink from a toilet. I think it had just been used as well. Yeah, this kid managed to get away, got to police, got sent to the hospital. They were in jail for a while. But the update to the story is that one of the girls, after she did what the fuck's it called?
Psychiatric test?
No, a guilty plea.
Yeah.
One of those. Basically, why the conditions were she confessed guilty if they dropped, because they got charged for kidnapping. I think it was attempted murder at one point. But I think that one got dropped. If not
attempted murder, at least grievous bodily harm.
Something like that. Then there was two others.
Was there racial?
Yeah, they were saying that it was race hate. It was racial hate.
I try to remember because there was some thing at one point where they were talking about not charging under race or something like that, and it caused a lot of outcry.
Yeah,
I think the guy was autistic actually.
Yeah, he was.
So
he was. He was mentally handicapped.
Yeah, but like this is a brother, man. This is a brother to me.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Josh, look at James here is actually autistic.
Asperger's representing.
God help us all. Yeah. So what's happened is that one of the girls in her plea deal was that one of the charges would be dropped. She wouldn't have to go to jail. It's 4 years probation. 200 hours of community service. 4 years of no social networking, and if she broke any of those 4 rules, she would be sent. I think it's 6 years in prison.
6 years for the shit they done.
Which I think that's low.
That is way too low.
Like, these scumbags, I'd almost say are I'd say they're a step above Brock Turner. I don't know how you feel.
I don't know how to do it because
one guy's been charged with rape. The others have been with grievous bodily harm. Pretty much rape with if they did put things up his arse. That was not the best way to put it.
Like the thing is, no matter how, there's no way we could sensitively try and scale it.
You can't. But I would put these like as big as scumbags than what he is, but just minusculely.
I'm just looking at photos of it, and it's just fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like the whole thing was
I'm trying
just
to find out what
mental.
he had, because like if he has like full-blown autism as opposed to autism light, also known as Asperger's, right? Then like there would have been a lot more going on than simply the pain and everything like that. There would be so much, like, I mean, to be fair, no one should do that to anyone regardless.
Oh God, no.
But like there would have been so much more going on.
So yeah, I think that's.
We should probably wrap up.
Yeah, I think that is all the topics we've got to talk about.
Right, so I guess good night. Merry Christmas.
So this is
my dick.
Fuck up. Right, okay, so the show is probably going to be fortnightly. So every 2 weeks there'll be a new episode. Not sure.
Just for reference, she said you'll turn up to this morning, you'll turn up to lectures.
Yeah. What, more than what Marianne turns up to, though? Too fucking bad. She's skipping out on our first aid test. She can fucking suck it. At least her last name isn't being fucking posted on this.
Say my name, say my name.
Say my name.
When nobody's around you, put your fingers in my bum and fuck me.
Has it clipped? No.
I need to try harder.
Right.
Daddy.
Okay.
Right,
so it's gonna be a fortnightly show. I think that we're probably going to record it during the daytime of like. Wednesdays?
The only problem with saying that is we're using these rooms and they get booked out a lot.
Yeah.
They'll get recorded when they get recorded. Like, we'll try and get shit done before the end of the fortnight.
Like, yeah. Like, we're currently doing this at like 2:00 in the fucking morning.
2:47 on
30th
of December,
I'm
Wednesday.
Talking about when we first started. It was about it was like 1:15.
Yeah, we did start recording. Well, we did start
and
recording.
And now it's almost 3:00. And I've actually thoroughly enjoyed myself. I want to do this more.
I'm going to bring lubrication so I can have a wank.
Yeah. I mean, it is...
Why not? Mom!
Victoria, can James have a wank in front of you? Well, at least we asked.
It's what CK would have wanted. Every time I walk into a room with other people, I always think, what would CK Lewis do?
Yeah. The schedule for us recording this is going to be up in the air at the moment because obviously we're probably not gonna have another episode for about a week.
We're away for like 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah, until we come back from the holidays, or what we.
Yeah, I don't even know why we're explaining this. To be frank, Suck my willy. Don't be silly. Suck my willy. 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 This is a tribute to.
Yeah, I think we need.
Let's cut it. Good night. Suck my balls.
This has been the Sarin Podcast. I hope you've enjoyed watching, listening.
Poop balls.
Yeah, but at least he didn't fucking rape her.
At least he didn't put his dick in his head.
What's the fucking name of? Did you hear about the guy that raped a woman behind a dumpster earlier this year? And was sentenced to 6 months.
And then he got it reduced, and now they're trying to. Yeah, do you know his name?
No.
Yeah, he is a swimmer.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was.
Student.
Yeah, uni student.
Yeah. Is it like Brock Turner or something like that?
Yeah.
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 Basically, as well, his lawyers are like fucking trying to.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to say too much because I want it in the podcast.
Yeah.
But
I know what's gone on. Are you sure you don't want to be in this, Vic? Okay. I would actually rather your snarky comments be on it. So if you watch, have you ever watched the H3H3 podcast? Well, the guy that does the audio recording to it, he's usually on it. You'll hear him in the background, and he's actually he's one of my favorite bits.
I've never seen him on that. I've seen it on like the Young Turks, but I don't really like the Young Turks, to be honest.
No, I don't like.
You
know what? No, I fucking love Alex Jones just for how weird it is.
Mate, he is the internet starling.
He is.
They turn the freaking frogs gay!
And I don't want to drink the water that turns the freaking frogs gay! Right, so...
Alex, it's a gift that keeps... Are we ready?
No,
Oh, we've been recording!
Wait, really?
Oh, okay, right, we should probably start then.
Okay.
Bam, bam, bam!
No,
we'll just start.
We'll leave it
We were
for
planning.
We'll add like bits at the end where just like outtakes.
Oh god, the amount of paedophile jokes in it. Right, let's get started. Okay.
Okay.
Dun, dun.